Hey everyone, it's Jen. This is part 2 of the half kneeling tutorial since I realized I only filmed the half kneeling tutorial and I didn't actually do the half split tutorial as well. This position is often taught in yoga. It's also taught in body weight mobility courses in order to improve mobility of the hips. And the thing with it is the more you understand the position of the pelvis and how the front foot and the back knee affect the pelvis, the more effective it is. Now, when you're in full front splits, of course, there's going to be rotation in your pelvis. But when you're trying to simply isolate front hip flexion, you don't have as much rotation. So you'll see what I mean. You're going to want 2 yoga blocks. You're going to take 1 foot forward, and you're not going to go into you're not going to do anything here. You're just going to take 1 foot forward. And I want you to begin by pressing the back knee into the floor. And when you press the back knee into the floor, you're going to get the sense that the back leg is getting really long. And then relax. And do that just a few times. Pressing, relaxing. And maybe even just with that pressing that back knee into the floor, you might feel, like I certainly do, that your right hip or your front hip is pulling back a little bit. And relax. Now, you're going to get the sense that your back knee is pulling forward. And that'll feel a little different. Back knee pulls forward, but it will have a similar effect. It will cause in my case, the left hemipelvis to move forward and the right hemipelvis to move back a little bit, essentially squaring my hips. So I'm doing all of this with the perspective of the back leg. And it's interesting, and then go ahead and relax. What you might find when you start working on these subtle actions is a sensation of work, more work than you expect, and it's simply because you're not used to using the muscles in that position. So now let's look at this from the perspective of the front leg. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to start by just pressing that right heel straight down. And when you press the right heel straight down, the right hemipelvis, and again, that's in my case because I have my right foot forward, is going to move down a little bit towards the floor. And again, it's going to have this effect of squaring my hips. Take 1 more. And relax. Now, press into the floor with the right heel and pull the right heel into the ground. That's going to move my torso forward, and then I'm going to push my right foot into the ground to bring my torso back. So I'm pulling, and then I'm pushing. And when I say pull, the direction is this way towards me, and when I say push, the direction is that way, away from me, okay? So I'm pulling and pushing. And just do that a couple more times. And then hold wherever you end up. And what you should find with this is that the hips feel pretty secure and square. And then you can do a variety of things here, like press the right heel straight down into the floor, which will bring my torso away, and then relax. Or I could pull, or I could start working on my back knee and move my back knee back a little more by pushing and then pulling, push, pull. So again, pulling in this case is this way, pushing is that way. So hopefully that gives you some ideas and some ways to explore that position and while creating a sense of, for lack of a better word, stability and cohesiveness in the pelvic joint. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, let me know.